A few hours ago, EBO published spoilers that Dukeboom provided him in August 2025, namely during the release of the third part of episode 79. Frames from episode 80 were shown, as well as from season 26. In addition, a theory appeared about which videos Dukeboom creates and which his friend creates. You'll learn this and much more in today's video, so don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel, as unfortunately most people watch without subscribing. Well, let's begin. I'll say right away that you can see all these frames on our Twitter. The link will be in the description. Let's start with the first frame. For the first time, we were shown a female astro toilet, not counting the Duchess. In the image, we see a very aggressive character, a darkish background, orange glow, and immediately two massive weapon arms with orange stripe grills on the sides catch the eye, and in the center, a glowing orange core. She looks like an astro destroyer, but slightly different. She has two claws like the astro detainer. This is a completely new type of character that wasn't in the series before. Until now, the only female character among antagonists was the Duchess, who appeared in episode 78. But the Duchess is rather a unique character with a special role in the plot, not a combat unit. The new concept from the spoiler is precisely a frontline character created for battles. Two weapon arms with orange glowing grills, a central energy core, claws like the astro detainer. All this says that Dukeboom wanted to create a full-fledged new type of astro toilet with a female version. If this character had entered the series, it would be a breakthrough for the lore, because previously there were practically no female versions among combat toilets. From this one frame alone, it's clear that Dukeboom planned to seriously expand the lineup of female antagonists. In the second spoiler, we see a scene from inside the editor, that is the SFM program interface, and the file name is 79 camera base, shot 29. In the frame, we notice a large TV man with his partner TV Man in a scarf, and also an astro UFO. Apparently, this frame was taken from episode 79, but as we remember, there shouldn't have been an astro UFO there, so it should be assumed that Dukeboom initially planned to add it there. Also, here the lower cannon of the toilet is a different color. All these are test variants, experimental versions that ultimately didn't make it into the plot. Several frames are generally made directly from the editor interface. Time codes are visible, file name, playback control buttons. This means the screenshots were taken directly from the computer screen while working on the episode. Dukeboom sent them to chat for discussion with the team. That's why some characters look different from what we're used to. They have different colors, different proportions, a different weapon style. In the third frame, we see the same scene, but now without a background and in more detail. The same characters, but without the astro UFO. Instead, new faces appeared, namely an elite TV man, detective cameraman, and large cameraman. The scene clearly takes place at the base. Containers with equipment stand nearby. But the main thing that surprised us is a large Speakerman with a hammer. Actually, we already saw this character in episode 78, but there he was significantly smaller. Here, he's shown the height of a large TV man. Perhaps Dukeboom planned to increase him in the future, but that's not certain. Also in the background, you can see two cameramen, one equipped, the other wounded. The containers in the background indicate that this scene was also supposed to happen in episode 79. The fourth spoiler is again in the editor interface. Here we notice Watchman of Doom, astro UFO, and another astro toilet, most likely the one that fought with TV Man in episode 78. Watchman of Doom is shown without changes, but with a new design that Dukeboom introduced from the second part of episode 70. This is noticeable by the screens on Watchman himself. The fact that in draft scenes he's already in the new design means Dukeboom consistently updated the visual style of characters as the series developed. No freezing on old versions. Each episode carried visual evolution. Interestingly, this scene also looks like a cut version of one of the past episodes, not something fundamentally new. The fifth frame shows the same characters we've already analyzed. Here you can clearly see the large TV man with a screen instead of a head at full height. He towers over the city, dressed in a business suit with a tie. Next to him flies a smaller TV man on springs. This is clearly a large-scale battle scene that Dukeboom was preparing for future episodes. It's also worth mentioning the cut scene with Astro UFO. This type of opponent appeared in the series relatively recently and immediately became one of the most dangerous. In the cut scenes, Astro UFO stands next to the large TV man and his partner. This presupposed a joint battle scene that we never saw. Judging by the scale, several large characters simultaneously in one frame, this should have been one of the most spectacular scenes of the episode. The next frame is one of the most interesting. We're shown a new design of the camera woman. This is a more humanoid image of a robot, a female silhouette in dark clothes, blue glow instead of a face, two antennas on top. This is the first concept of such an agent, because even ordinary cameramen were always shown in suits without a clearly expressed gender. Visually, she looks completely different from standard cameramen with cameras instead of heads. This is rather a new class of agent that could exist parallel to regular cameramen. Perhaps Dukeboom was thinking about expanding the agent faction and wanted to show that among them there are different types with different abilities. For example, female agents with other tactics, other weapons, another role in the command hierarchy. Such a character would open completely new possibilities for the plot. And finally, Speakerman Titan 3.0. In the full episode 79, we managed to see only his head for a few seconds. Here we're shown him at full height, and it's impressive. The first thing that catches the eye is the cloak. No character in the Skibidi Toilet universe has had a cloak before, and this is logical because Speakerman Titan is the fastest and most agile of all Titans, so a cloak fluttering in the wind would suit him perfectly. In one of the frames, he was shown in dark lighting. The whole body glows red. Elements of Astro Toilet technology are visible, coils in the back, bracelets and belt in red shade. In the next frame, you can see him completely in normal light. The cloak should have been red but transparent. Nearby, the old version of the Titan is shown, but for some reason, in white. This is a comparison of two concepts that Dukeboom clearly discussed with someone before the final decision. In the comparative frame, two variants are visible side by side. The new design on the left is all in red with a cloak and elements of Astro Toilets. The old one on the right in white, without a cloak, more traditional. The red cloak in dark lighting would look incredible, especially in action scenes where it would flutter during strikes and quick movements. The fact that the new variant differs so radically from the old one says that Dukeboom wanted to give each Titan a maximally unique appearance. Cameraman Titan, massive and technological. Speakerman Titan, fast and elegant. TV Man Titan, heavy and destructive. The cloak on the Speakerman would complete this contrast. I want to remind you that all these are test versions that Dukeboom sent to chat for discussion. And it seems to me he wouldn't have added such a design to the plot if critics didn't like it. Now let's talk about what these spoilers tell us about Season 26. EBO mentioned that among the materials there were frames not only from Episode 80, but also from Season 26. This is a very important detail because Season 26 is far ahead. At the time of the conflict, the series was approximately at Season 25. This means Dukeboom planned the plot at least several seasons ahead, kept the overall arc in his head, and knew where the story was moving. This refutes one of the company's favorite claims that Alexei allegedly worked chaotically and without a plan, and they helped structure production. If he had ready materials for Season 26 even while working on Episode 79, this speaks to a systematic approach and long-term planning. A person without a plan doesn't make character concepts 3 seasons ahead. All this together paints a picture of production that was alive, developing and managed by one person with a clear vision. And that's exactly why, after his departure, the series stopped. Not because the company doesn't know how to work, but because they don't know what should come next. The plans were Alexei's, the concepts were Alexei's, the vision was Alexei's, and the company was left with only the rights to the name and an archive of already finished episodes. If you look at the spoilers as a whole, they show not just cut content, they show the level of thinking of the person who came up with all this. Female Astro Toilet with claws, new type camera woman, Speakerman with a cloak, large-scale cut scenes, all this was in one person's head, and the company simply cut off his access to tools for realization. The question is whether he'll realize all this in new projects. And judging by how detailed and thought-out human being is made, the answer is most likely yes. Summing up the spoilers, Dukeboom clearly built the series with a long-term perspective. New types of characters, expansion of already existing factions, evolution of designs from episode to episode. All this was part of one big plan that's now frozen. And that's exactly why episode 80 will most likely never come out in the form Alexei conceived. Even if the company publishes it, it will already be a different version without the depth and without the details that made each episode an event for the community. Besides the frames themselves, EBO told about plot plans that Dukeboom personally described to him. The Astro Annihilator, a new female Astro toilet character, was conceived as a lieutenant of the Obliterators, an improved version with a higher rank. Later, Dukeboom changed the face design for the third part to male, but kept the concept itself. According to the plan, the real camera woman in the third part would be at the base, busy with preparation and not knowing about what happened due to lack of communication. The fake version would appear at the Cameraman base to hold the squad and buy time. Dukeboom planned to reveal the reasons later. The fake version was a holographic projection over an exoskeleton, which would hint at the abilities of a new race that was planned to be introduced in Season 27. The fight of the large TV man with the Astro Overseer in the void should have been expanded with teleportations to several locations. Injuries and overload of void forces would lead to TV Man's degradation. After teleporting allies to the Speakerman base, he would go into the void and disappear, encouraging the team at the end. One of the most emotional moments in the series' history. The Speakerman Titan design was only 50% ready without weapons and metal parts. Dukeboom planned to make him more mobile with Astro toilet upgrades. The Titan should have returned in episode 80 with participation in a major battle, and the episode itself would contain 2 major lore revelations. From additional scenes, an interrogation of the SWAT mutant and scientist from Alpha Hills by the detective Cameraman was planned, a flashback of Speakerman in human form, and most importantly, in episode 79, understanding of the Skibidi toilet and Speakerman language was planned to be unlocked. Subtitles with decryption would be added to all previous episodes where lore secrets would be hidden, making people rewatch the entire series. Viewers would take the role of detective Cameraman and find clues, rethinking already known recordings. It's worth noting separately that among the spoilers there's not a single random frame. Each of them shows something specific, a new character, a cutscene, an updated design, an alternative concept. This isn't a leak for hype. These are working materials of a person who seriously did his job. Now to the most interesting part. The last picture is a screenshot from the YouTube channel where you can see a list of videos with 2 different signatures on thumbnails, orange Dukeboom and green PowerCat. And here a very interesting theory arises. Some videos are signed Dukeboom, others PowerCat. They alternate and the content in them is visually different. Videos with the Dukeboom signature are more dynamic and large-scale scenes with Alexei's recognizable handwriting. The same angles, the same work with light, the same detail for which we loved Skibidi Toilet. PowerCat videos are slightly different in rhythm, more intimate, a different approach to editing. This confirms the long-standing theory that Door Closer isn't one person. Alexei, that is Dukeboom, makes some videos, and his friend whom we know as PowerCat makes others. That's exactly why in the interview answers were given in the third person, namely, I'm just a person who knows him very well. This isn't evasion of the question. This is literally the truth. 2 people run the channel and each signs their own. Look at the view numbers. Videos with Dukeboom consistently get from 1.5 to 2.7 million views. PowerCat videos from 830,000 to 1.2 million. The gap is about twice. The audience intuitively feels the difference. Alexei's content is more recognizable, and his videos gain more organically. If this theory is correct, then Alexei built a competent protection system. From a legal point of view, he can't openly return as Dukeboom. The contract with Invisible most likely forbids this. But he can work on the Door Closer channel, which formally belongs to another person. The company can't prove that it's exactly Alexei running this channel because there really is another person there. 2 people run the channel, and each signs their own. Hit like and subscribe to the channel. This has been Super Cameraman. See you very soon. Goodbye, everyone.